Welcome back to TheWiiUStop, the only place where we mod 3DS consoles like it's a walk in the park. Seriously, we don't even need a map for this kind of thing. And let me just say, this isn't just a tutorial, it's a declaration. If you're not modding your 3DS, you're missing out. It's like having a delicious stack of pancakes and not eating them. Who even does that? Before we get into it, let's talk about something serious. Wii U Stop and 3DS Stop's alliance is stronger than ever. We successfully took down Switch 2 Stop, and now our next target? Wii Stop. That's right, we're coming for that crown. But don't worry, we'll still make sure to sprinkle in some delicious pancake vibes while we take over. But hey, let's talk about why you should mod your 3DS in the first place. The 3DS is a legendary console, and it's not just for playing games like Super Mario 3D Land or Ocarina of Time. It's a portable powerhouse, but you're just scratching the surface if you haven't modded it yet. Don't worry, we're not talking about some half-baked, shady, throw your console in a blender and hope for the best kind of mod. Nah, we're going pro. Step 1. Why you should even bother modding your 3DS. First, let's address the real question. Why bother modding your 3DS when it's already perfect, right? Wrong. If you're just using your 3DS to play games you already bought, you're doing it wrong. Modding opens up a whole new world. Think more storage space, access to free games, legally of course, and customizing your system to be exactly how you want it. Plus, let's not forget that nostalgia factor. The 3DS has a vast library of classics, but modding it just gives it that extra kick, like adding syrup to your pancakes. You know what I mean. Step 2, tools you'll need. Keep it simple. Here's the deal. You don't need a ton of fancy gadgets or a NASA-level setup to mod your 3DS. All you really need is 1. An SD card. You're going to need this to store the custom firmware and games. 2. A computer. Not too fancy, just a basic one with internet access. 3. Your 3DS, obviously. 4. Homebrew software. Think of this as the secret sauce that makes your 3DS into a full-fledged gaming machine. We'll get to that later. Step 3. Installing custom firmware. This is the heart of the modding process, custom firmware. It's like installing the ultimate upgrade to your 3DS that gives it superpowers. The most popular option? Luma 3DS. Don't get scared by the name, it's not a wizard from Harry Potter. It's an easy-to-install custom firmware that opens your 3DS up to a ton of possibilities. But be warned, this is where the magic happens, and like any good magic, there's a risk. If you mess up, you could brick your system. So take it slow, follow the instructions carefully, and don't skip steps. This isn't a Switch Stop tutorial. Step 4. Loading up Homebrew. Now we're talking. Homebrew is the real deal. Once you've got your 3DS all set up with custom firmware, it's time to load up some Homebrew apps. This is where you get to play with things like emulators. Play classic games from consoles like Game Boy, SNES, and even NES. Custom themes. Change the way your 3DS looks, from the icons to the home screen design. Backups and cheats. Yes, this is where things get wild, and we're not even mad about it. Do you want to back up your games or cheat a little? You do you. Step 5. Installing games, of course. We all know how expensive gaming can be. That's why one of the best perks of modding your 3DS is the ability to play backups of games you legally own. We're not out here telling you to pirate games, but if you've got a collection of physical 3DS cartridges just gathering dust, why not make digital backups to save wear and tear? Plus, it's way easier to access all your games without hunting for that one cartridge in your drawer that somehow always disappears. Step 6. Customizing your experience. The fun doesn't stop at just playing games. Modding your 3DS gives you the power to completely personalize it. You can add custom themes, change the background music, and even tweak the layout to suit your style. Want a more efficient setup? You can organize your games into folders. Want to give it a fresh look? Download a theme that screams you. There's no shortage of ways to make your 3DS feel like your own personal gaming fortress. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to modding your 3DS. Now, your console is not just a system, it's a beast of unlimited potential. We hope you're ready to unleash it because, honestly, modding is one of the best things you can do to an old 3DS. So if you haven't already, Grab that SD card, flash that custom firmware, and let the magic unfold. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe. We're on a mission to take over Switch 2 Stop, with some delicious pancakes along the way, of course. We'll be back soon with more 3DS madness. Until next time, happy modding.